Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, but as long as it's not work-related.
Jay,
B,
how's it going?
I am great.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work Related Podcast.
We're related by work, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Sorry, everybody. My new existence is as a germaphobe, I guess. Would you classify me as a germaphobe?
Yeah, a little Howie Mandel over here.
That's ridiculous. I don't think I'm that. What I've always been, and I guess I might be getting worse, is I don't purposely put myself in a position to be hanging out with people that are sick.
It makes sense.
No, I mean, but yeah, I'll have to live with the germophobic part, but it's nothing to do with the COVID thing. I was way like this before. Because I have asthma, I guess, like, I just hate the feeling I get when I get a cold.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like, it's like, whatever. Smoking joints isn't helping the situation either. But as soon as I see somebody with a cold, I avoid them like the plague. Like, I don't even think I worry about their personal feelings at that time.
No. Well,
right? And so you are the opposite. I mean, I don't even know if that would count as the opposite. Like, you don't care if somebody's sick in front of you.
No.
You don't worry about getting sick. Like, you don't care. Like, you don't look to avoid it.
Mm-mm.
You lean into it like a fucking...
No, I just continue as normal.
Like a chickenpox party. No. Like, you think that's a good idea?
No, it's a terrible idea.
Well, it's almost the way you are.
Yeah,
like, you're more on that than I am.
Yeah, for sure. I just go about and I say, if I get it, then whatever.
Because you show up to work last Monday or Tuesday, because we had you show up on Tuesday, and you're sick as a dog.
Yeah,
I would categorize that as almost as sick. Like,
I was borderline not coming to work sick.
Yeah, but you're so gay for a fucking attendance award prize.
Damn right.
Yeah, see, I'm glad that you admit that, because I'm going to argue with you about
It's always at this point of the year where I get to the point where, is it worth it? And at this point, I'm like, we're already halfway through. It's gone too far to screw it up now. And so it's just...
if you're puking up blood and fucking stuffed up like a motherfucker, you'll still come into work.
Depends. Is it February or is it July? It depends.
Why is that? I see. Because the attendance... we're talking July, and so, or not even May.
Yeah.
So you're even stretching the truth of... You're stretching the truth of fucking half a year.
Yeah.
So fuck you. You would do it in February too. You would I'm not going to start my year off without fucking starting on a bad foot.
Well, this year I said I'm taking my sick days this year, and then I just never got sick until just recently. That's the thing. I don't get sick that often.
No, that's fine.
So I'm like I maybe that's why I'm so like desensitized to it. But everybody in my house gets sick more. Everybody in my house is sick all the time. So I'm just like.
So I've never lived with like my own kids. Like, I've lived in a house where fucking they had kids, and so I understand the concept of kids getting sick a lot from school and all that. And it's like I said, in the chickenpox party of it all, it's like it's better to have a kid that's like gets sick. You know what I mean? Like gets better immunity, herd immunity, all that shit through fucking the school system, and then that comes into the home, and you might as well just get it over with when it kind of happens. So I'm not like trying to avoid, like, I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, if I don't have to expose myself to it, I will.
Yeah,
so,
I don't blame you at all, to be honest.
Yeah, so I do think it's a bit irresponsible, like, again, stretching it, that you will come to work without wearing a mask.
Yeah.
With inconsideration to fucking how other people might catch your shit.
But this is what I said about when we talked about it at work, and I said it was COVID. The only difference is not you didn't change, but pre-COVID, nobody, well, you would have cared, but still nobody cared about people coming to work sick. Before COVID, it was like, you're sick, you can't come to work. Like, what are you, a bitch? You have a sneeze? You have little sniffles? Like, it was like that type of mentality. Now, after, it's like, and I've heard it not from you, like other people, like, you're sick, why are you even coming to work? And I remember like working at the airport and stuff, and like when SARS was going on, and I told my work, I said, I think I have SARS. They're like, okay, but like, do you confirm that you have SARS? I'm like, no, but I don't feel well. They're like, okay, you'll come to work. You work at the airport.
Yeah.
Like, this is where SARS was. They didn't give a fuck. They're like, you better get your ass here to work. And I didn't go to work, and I got written up for it.
Yeah, you're right. You said it the right way. Like, even if I wasn't as how I feel about it now, I was more thinking like that even like before. And the COVID world, it's changed.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they have 100% changed. Like it's even one of those, even when back in COVID times when we all realized the Asian fucking pedestrian mask.
Yeah.
And we all seen and we understood what they were doing.
Still goes on today.
Yeah, but so at the time of COVID, it's like, oh, these fucking guys. We realized it at that time, I don't know if it was advertised to us, as like, it's a courtesy to other people to wear the mask.
Yep.
Not so much they're not worried about catching it. It's just like, they're so polite in fucking Japan and all that.
100%.
And so
Ali does it when he's not feeling well.
What?
He wears Ali when he doesn't feel well. He wears a mask.
Yeah, so I appreciate that kind of thing. I'm also grew up in the old school like you were like, I'll fucking hit my head on a beam and not tell anybody. Right? And like you can fucking look at that and go, you're a retard. Like you're gonna fucking never know like the long term effects of that.
I would have gone.
Yeah, see, that's I in the suck it up buttercup part of it all, I was just like, no, man, I don't want to deal with this. You know what I mean? Like it's just a fucking bump.
Yeah.
Right? And it's crazy, and I should. And I can't argue with your fucking logic. And I can't argue with Tammy when I go home and tell her, and she's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I was like, what the hell, Jay?
I hear you, but I just don't want to fucking be bothered. And so that's me coming to work with a cold. You know what I mean? I'm correlate those whole things like that.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I can't stop you from coming. I can like tell you you're inconsiderate or do whatever. But I am not going to stand fucking face to face with you and talk to you when you're like that.
It's obvious you try not to stand.
You just fucking walk around. I put my big paint respirator on. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
And I pretend not to hear you. I'm like, huh?
Fucking coughing and sneezing everywhere. Your fucking eyes are watering. And I'm just like fucking, part of me is 100% believing what I say to you that you are wrong for coming into work.
Yeah, sure.
And fucking don't want, it's fine, just leave me alone. And you tease and you whatever. And so that was like the first day. The second day, I can see you getting a little bit better, but I know it's still in the air. Yeah. Like I know the best way to get rid of a cold is to give it to fucking 3 other people. Yeah. Like I know what you're doing. And so, but I don't want nothing to do with it. I also have before, and this is a long way to tell you why we missed last week, to say like, oh, the kids are sick. And I realize in the house, and so depending on the level of where they're in their sickness, I'll decide if I'm going to come or not. Mm-hmm. And I've let it. So I can't deny that there's a germophobic aspect to that. But I also don't think I'm wrong for not wanting to put myself in that situation.
Neither do I, because sometimes you've came when the kids are sick.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah,
it's not like a media thing. I don't wash my hands like fucking Howie Mandel.
You just judge it based on what's going on. That's fine. I don't mind.
No, I know you don't. You're very rarely going to say like something like how people like you're not like that.
Yeah.
You are. You'll. I get to explain myself over and over again about the situation. So it's not like you can still call me a germ freak, but if it's not like I knew you like Sammy at work, and the second he saw you were sick, runs to the hills and doesn't even have this conversation or whatever, and he can explain myself, and you'd be like, oh, that guy hates when people are sick.
Well, actually, you know who else hates when people are sick?
Who?
Frank.
Oh, yeah?
He came up to me. He's like, hey, he always talks to me too. Like, you know what I mean? And I said, oh, I don't know. I'm just feeling so sick. He's like, oh, yeah. And he walks away. I was like, this is the shortest Frank conversation I've ever had. I'm going to tell him I'm sick every time I don't want to talk.
You beat me to the punch. We're going to have to put that in a fucking handbook on how to deal with Frank.
Tell him you're sick and he is gone. He's out of here.
Yeah, God, I respect this guy. This Frank more and more or whatever. The only other thing I'm going to bring up at... the work thing, because I didn't even bore you. We didn't talk about work even before the people, but I think I alluded to it last time a little bit. But I got written up at work.
Yes. Wait. So let me ask you: is this your first write-up?
Oh yeah, it's my first write-up.
This is your first write-up.
Yeah.
At this job?
Any job.
How? What?
I don't think I've ever been written up. Like, okay, maybe as a kid I've been written up. A kid like fucking before 25 for sure as attendance. You know what I mean? Like maybe it took me a while to figure out fucking like calling in or something. I can't remember the last time I read. You can't remember ever me being written up since you've been here.
No.
And I don't think there was. I don't think the concept of writing people up happened before 5 years ago.
Are you serious?
I mean, never anything like you had to be extreme.
Jay, I've been written up for like insubordination. I've been written up for, especially when I was not here. At the airport, like I used to get written up a lot. Like I was like a bad offender. I've told people this story at work, and just don't forget your point. Told people this story at work of how bad of an employee I was when I was at the airport. And like I remember I went in there and then we got unionized, and I went into a meeting one time because I was getting written up again. And then my union rep, they gave me my folder and it was freaking like this thick. It was like this thick, and they had to go back. They were going back through everything that was longer than a year and ripping it up. And they probably ripped up maybe like 5 or 10 write-ups. Like, Jay, I used to get written up all the time. I was so bad. I was the complete opposite of who I am now.
So I probably have forums so how did you flip?
I don't know. I don't remember. Is probably
You don't remember
ever
a
since I went
moment?
to college. I basically changed how I approach work and doing stuff.
Is it just a maturity thing, you think?
Maybe I was in my 20s at the airport. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I could be misremembering, but there's nothing because I'm not the greatest employee, but I'm better than average in a lot of areas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, not being babysat, and like I said to most people, is just attendance, showing up, just fucking I said it before, I get away with being who I am because I'm reliable in so many other areas, and so it's just I've never been a distraction of that. I'm not a person who ever thinks that we need a union. You know what I mean? I don't think that I think things that I'm not, or as an employee that I'm not heard on or whatever like that, I just accept it. I don't think it's the end of how do I put this? Nothing's worth that kind of, for me to fight against.
Yeah.
The only thing this is where nobody's going to be surprised. The thing I got written up is for fucking safety glasses.
Yeah.
And so none of this I was never not wearing safety glasses out of protest. Right, it's just a habit-forming thing. Just the way I've worked for fucking over 30 years.
Yeah, well, you used to wear safety glasses when you're cutting something.
No, I've never not.
Yeah,
I've never put the full shield on. I've never fucking done anything. I don't wear full leathers. I don't want to get burned, but I don't mind being burnt a little bit. Is part of the fucking job.
Yeah.
Even wearing the respirator. Sometimes you don't want to do it and you do something that's just fucking. I've had days where I've been at home and just I think I'm having trouble breathing because I probably didn't wear my respirator when I should.
That's the worst.
And so the thing that stops you from one is your own feeling.
Yep.
Getting something in your eye.
Oh God.
When you're not wearing your glasses for something, right? And it's not when you're drilling. It's always just something random, right? Yeah, I just deal with it. Even flash, something that's happened, whatever. When it comes to safety glasses things, it's I'm not trying to buck the system here, but it's something that because it's the law or the right thing to do that might come up again that I am not I need to be reminded about, or however you want to fucking say. You've always even said it way back when you went on the first safety committee or some kind of bullshit. Because I've always said it's something that. It's not happening with this now, but this is what a new manager or somebody uses as a way to gain authority. This is something that you can't fight back on, and I get to impose the rules.
Yeah, you can set an example. You can set a tone. That's really big. Setting a tone for things
as a manager type.
Yes, as a manager.
And so this is a tool to use as that.
100%.
Right? The fucking attendance board. Lots of things could be used. Safety vests in the yard.
Yeah.
There's no argument against it. My argument that I've been going in the yard for fucking 30 years and just grabbing it, I'll be there for a minute. It doesn't fly.
No.
It doesn't fly in this fucking, and so I've known that. So, but it's hard. I've always never given it the importance that it's been kind of played out on. And I realize the hypocrisy, and I live in hypocrisy and as much as anybody else. And so I realize that the safety glasses thing kind of be used as an authoritative tool. And I see all the other things that aren't enforced on a zero tolerance policy that kind of go away. Mm-hmm. And I just I've lived in that world and I like it better, but I'm not going to fucking fight to the death to hold it type of thing. And so also, again, without putting the stamp on what you want to do, it'll just keep going on. These things are things that used to just have to be said every now and then. You know what I mean? Whatever came in, we got to go on safety glasses and we'll walk by and, you know what I mean, the threaten to write you up. And I've always, like I said, they'll be on my head. And so if somebody comes, I can put them on quickly. 5 weeks ago, Ryan walked by and I was on my head and he was like, I was talking to somebody and he was like, how are those protecting you on your head? And I made a joke about it. And it was just, and I kind of put them on. This was before I realized this new kick up on them doing it, right?
Yep.
And that was how I would like to be approached in the best of examples. Just hey man, come on. They're on your head. Don't make me tell you again. Yep. And then if he comes and tells me again, just listen, and I can't fight back. So you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I should fucking do that. And so I kind of knew this was coming up, and this is where I was just having a random conversation with our buddy Sean, who happens to be on the fucking whatever head of safety fucking people, and I said something different, and so we were just talking about bullshit stuff, fucking weed, his fucking granddaughter, or whatever, and I came out of the fucking change rooms, and I was walking by your little desk area, and I had them on my head. And I was talking, and I noticed he's got brand new teeth, so it's hard not to fucking just stare at his fucking teeth.
Yep.
And I seen he had his glasses on, and it's always gay and weird to talk to somebody doesn't normally wear glasses when you're like wearing glasses. That's why you see a lot of people take them off when they're talking.
Yep.
And so I was realizing that, and like 40 seconds into the conversation, I saw that, and we were in the shop, and I put my glasses on. Right, and because I knew this was a fucking like a thing they're kind of concentrating on, just by you or whatever else. And the conversation happened for another 10, 15 seconds, and he stopped. He goes, "Hey, man, hey, thanks for putting your glasses on because they're really on my ass about this now," and blah blah blah. And so I was like, "Hey, no problem." You know what I mean? I know I don't want. You know what I mean? Like
I
know
love that flip.
I know they are, and fucking this, and I go, "Yeah, no worries, man. I don't want anybody to fucking catch heat because of me." And so I did that. Again, this is all a byproduct of what comes up. And so we finished our fucking bullshit conversation, and I went back to work and fucking did my best. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I knew they weren't on, I like kind of put them on. Later that afternoon, like hours later, we had a huge company meeting in the fucking shop floor. And Sean was talking about, and they laid down this mandate. Said, "Listen, man, it's not just me. It's not like it's the company. Like, there's a 40% increase in our premiums because we're bad at our safety glasses.
They're really high.
No, and I get it, and I see it. And so my boss is coming down on me. Like 40% is huge. Like if we can save the company this 40%, it'll be so much beneficial for us all. So there's nobody's exempt from this.
That's another flip. But
this is another like this is and like at that presented like that. Like even with me, with my fucking righteousness or my old schoolness or like, okay, whatever, like on my head is close enough. I recognize that. I recognized everything about it. And it was one of the few meetings where I wasn't rolling my eyes and staring at the ceiling or just trying not to pay attention. There was other bullshit shit they ended up fucking talking about, and other people were chiming in with bullshit fucking things or whatever. And people that were feeling the way I was, trying to say their piece, and I was like, just like, Danny, just easy. He's like, when I come in from outside and they're on my head, sometimes I just forget to put them on. And they're like, yeah, we know, Danny. Like, you don't have to wear them outside, but the second you come in, you put them on.
Yep.
And so his argument, there is no argument. It's like, yeah, we understand you forget. And if you forget, we're going to get written up because you can't forget anymore.
Yep.
And so I understood all that. And I had been on point. Like, I was fucking, like,
you were with the movement.
I was with them because I got it. I'm not going to fight this fucking thing. There's nothing to fucking fight about. And so time went on, and I wore my fucking, I was doing as great as I could do, I thought. And this is now 2 weeks ago, whatever, I don't know. So like 2 weeks or a week or so after that little fucking meeting, and everything fucking happened. And remember, I did it to Sean, like said it to him before that meeting happened. Like I recognized it, and even in his face. And so I'm working away. And the HR guy comes, who I talk nicely about football things or whatever and don't really have a problem with. He comes in. I was actually thinking of making a joke to him because the way he was walking around thinking fucking, oh, here comes the angel of death, because I see him always have to fucking reprimand people or take people away or do whatever. Yeah. And he actually comes right to me and he says, and I wasn't expecting that. He goes, yeah, I need you to come in the conference room. And I'm like, we have a conference room and, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, me? He's like, yeah, he was vague. And I'm, okay. I go, let me just wash up. He goes, yeah. So I'm like, huh. And I get into this room, and it's me and 3 painters or prep and painters and one break and shear guy. I think the other guy's a break and shear guy. So it's actually me, 3 black dudes. And there might have been another white dude, right? Like it was George and the older black guy. He's a prep. And,
he's a nice guy.
And then the soft-spoken, I think he works on the break.
Yeah,
he's like got a
nice
rounded fucking kind of head too, or whatever.
Yeah,
he's kind of quiet or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're all in there, and so I'm kind of a little bit, I'm still not understanding what's kind of going on. And then Sean's in there, starts fucking heading up this meeting. He's sitting in there too, before we all got there. And Chris comes in, and he's like, I'm very confused why we're here. And Chris says, okay, like they're talking about, oh, I'm here to represent the workers, this, that. And so he's like, so you guys are all here because we had an audit and you guys were found to not wearing your safety glasses. They didn't even put it like that. You were breaking the rules or some kind of thing. They said it in a more of an official stupid word, right? Like you have been found to subjugated to not wearing your safety glasses. I don't know. It's not matter. And I'm like, really? And fucking people are like, okay, what? And so Sean even said this like word for word. He goes, yeah, guys, I told everybody, like they're coming on my ass. Like I can't play favoritisms. Like Jay here is one of my favorite people here. Like I even might have said in life. Right?
That is the example.
No, and he goes, even somebody like this, who I like a lot, they're not exempt from this fucking situation. And I'm like, now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I can't remember. First of all, nobody came to me. I was confused that nobody would come to me and say, you weren't wearing your glasses. I felt very cowardly that it was like a day later or 2 days later or whenever it was. And so I'm like, again, stumbling in confusion. And I think I might have said, like, what example are you talking about? He goes, yeah, we're walking. We found that you lifted your glasses to look at your tape measure. And I said, what? He goes, yeah, like from the other end of the shop, we're having a lot, and I don't even know if it was him. He presented it as him. He goes, yeah, we saw that you lifted your glasses, put them in your head, you looked at your tape measure. And then I can only assume I put them back on my head because they never said anything else. Mm-hmm. They never said you continue to keep them off.
Yep.
Right? And I'm like, real. And then so I start to feel fucking so righteous and like put upon, or I don't know how to fucking, but I just felt a lack of respect. Like I guess I wanted to be treated differently than that. Like I started to think like, and so whatever more conversations were going, and whatever their business. And so I just like, I had to say it because Ryan was there and talking, and then Ryan, or I don't, maybe it doesn't matter. I said, listen, man, after your little meeting there, I said, I have to admit that I might be one of your problem employees. Like you would have to, in history, say that they just wear their glasses on their head. And this is somebody that we have to look out and look after. I said, I might be looking for a pat on the back or something. But ever since that meeting, I said, I think I've been trying to do really good. Mm-hmm. I said, if that's the only example that you have of me breaking this rule and you have to fucking write me up for it, I feel a certain way about it. And then Ryan's like, I got to admit, like when I heard this was the reason why you're here, I had to kind of stop and think, and what would I be doing in that situation? Yeah. And I could see myself, just trying to focus a little bit more on a 16th of an inch in the fucking shitty light. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just I can't read. I'm not handicapped. Like, I don't need glasses. And so, and I'm just like, oh, I'm being made an example of here. Yep. Like, I would have hoped that my buddy Sean, and maybe he can't, but it's like the fact that he just couldn't come up to me and say, listen, we're writing people up for glasses now. We saw that you lifted them to look at your tape.
But then how do you set you as an example if you do that?
Yeah, and do you want to be honest with you? I don't do that anymore. Like, I wear my glasses out of the fucking lunchroom. I have glasses in my fucking locker. Like, I won't walk out of my locker without those. They're never catching me again with my glasses off. And that's ultimately all what they wanted. But the way they went about it, like, I get that I should get, so I feel that I should not be as mad about this still. Right? Like, you think it's a bit ridiculous that I feel righteous about this in a way.
No, I think it's ridiculous that, I don't really think it's ridiculous that you feel righteous about it, because in my opinion, I just think that they were targeting veteran people just to set an example so that the rest of the shop floor knows, like he said, you're one of his favorite people and you still got written up. When you set that type of a tone, you get rid of the favoritism conversation. You can just pitch to it. What do you mean favoritism? We got Jay written up. What are you talking about? He's been here forever. Yeah. You've been here for 1 year. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So you automatically get rid of all of that. And then it's just more like, oh, no, I lost my train of thought.
I don't know. Do you think the ends justify the means?
But oh yeah. So you can't. It's like you said. You can't argue against it because the rule is, you have to wear your safety glasses. Yeah. So technically they're right, but I just think it was more forced on. I think the wrong part is it was more forced on looking for an example rather than looking for somebody who's going against the rules type of thing. Like, they have to make an example. Yeah. And this talks were happening before. Like, last year, when they first started slowly talking about it, they were saying in the health and safety meetings that, like, people aren't going to be immune. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been here. They were talking about this. So I knew people were going to be made an example for it. And they say the same thing to Booby, the famous Booby, who's the lead hand. They said that he was talking to the guys. He put his glasses on his head, And then he turned around and then he put his glasses down and they wrote him up for it.
Yeah.
And he was another person who was made an example, because I think that's obviously also somewhat ridiculous, because he was talking to the guys, nobody was working. There was no work going on. But the rule is you're on the floor, you wear the glasses, so they use that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I know.
I think that's a little, I don't think that they really need to go about it that way. Like if I want to make an example, somebody on my shift, I go to them first and I say, hey, you're XYZ, you're this type of guy, you're a veteran, or you're somebody who's looked at as respected on the floor. I need you to set an example. I would talk to them first. I would tell them this first and be like, you got to, don't go to your breaks early. I need you to make sure everybody, because people follow you. So I want people to see that you don't go to your breaks early, so they won't go to their breaks early. I'm not going to go and say, I wrote you up because you went on your breaks early so I can make an example of you for everybody else.
Yeah, so that's the righteousness that I sit in.
Yeah.
And it's somebody I've hung out outside of work.
You have a personal relationship.
Yeah, like I know, like I would have expected more from that.
Those are gone though.
Yeah, and I
gone.
hate it. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how much I would have better have been if they walked up to me and said, listen, man, you came this close to be written up because you put your glasses on your head when you read a tape. If that would have had the same effect as
Probably
this one
not.
did. I would like to think it did because I was already doing it.
I was going to say, it wouldn't have, because you were already
I already had
doing
my
it.
glasses on my head
It
when I
wouldn't
had it
have
in the middle of the
changed
conversation with him. In the middle of what Booby did. Like, I see it. And now I can't unsee everybody else when they break the rules. When Medeiros was talking to you about the floor and his glasses were on his head, I'm like, where are the fucking police here?
It's funny because I didn't even notice.
Of course not, because nobody gives a fuck. I went into the fucking paint room to fucking, or the paint department to get a table, and Chris had no glasses anywhere. He's beside George, like, well, I need a table. Hey, Chris, your glasses. He's like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I would have asked for. Like, you know the spirit of the fucking situation. Like, I understand the example, and that's great. It's rude. But I still... you called it immature, called it childish, call it whatever, but it's hard for me to not feel the personal feelings of it. Like I'm butthurt about it.
Yep.
And I could get over it, but the example, yeah, like again, in this fucking corporate world or whatever, however they want to feel themselves, the lack of personal touch has a massive effect. Because again, nobody feels it because it's nobody's money. They're playing with everybody else's money. But now I've become less of a dedicated fucking person.
Yeah, but you have to realize that having a personal touch will create bias, and you don't want bias on the floor. You don't want bias in the company at all.
I want you to be. I have way more faith in what you're going to do for my company than certain other people.
For sure.
I have more faith in you. Like, there's no way to take bias out of it.
But the new guy who started freaking 3 months ago isn't looking at it like that. They're going to look at it like I'm treated unfairly compared to all these guys.
Yeah,
just
it's great.
because.
But my example is this is the only example you can find of me breaking your rule. Then you're failing.
Yeah.
It's not like when I tell people this, they're fucking astounded. They can't believe that's what they decided to mark me up on.
Yeah.
And again, the hypocrisy comes and it doesn't correlate. But I just want to shout out, Sean, like you're higher than I'm going to be all weekend right now in this meeting on a fucking Wednesday at work.
But that doesn't work for the agenda.
No,
I know. The agenda is to start with the easiest thing, which is the glasses, and the best way to do it is to make an example out of somebody so everybody else can see and follow suit. And so that's how you do it.
But my righteousness leads to things. It's like, okay, well, you're clowns in your fucking way you approach zero tolerancy because you do it like you're still friends with benefits because you're going to leave this meeting and go smoke with Ron on company time in the fucking parking lot. Like you know what I mean? This is a fine line that gets moved whenever you fucking like. Sure,
but that's not the agenda they're addressing.
No, I get
in the
it,
moment.
and that's fine. Listen, there's no argument. I hate that I can't get over it.
Yeah,
like it's like I would like to tell you that like fucking I want to be hanging out with Sean.
You looked over it yesterday.
What?
You looked over it yesterday.
Yeah, because it was the last day of the week. No, I am because I realized they're the wrong here. Like I know what I've done wrong, and you're right. Like they.
But that's my question. Are they in the wrong for doing the thing that will get them the results that they want?
No, in the scheme of things, they're not. But I don't feel that I was treated the way that I would want to be treated. Like, with that, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you can't treat me differently than the fucking 6-month employee person. We're the same. But really, we're not.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, affording me the personal relationship that we've built up over fucking 20 years. Like having all of that come in. And I get it. To be honest with you, it's just a fucking write-up. I've never had any. It really doesn't mean anything.
No.
Until it might.
It'll be
until I go
tossed
get a
out.
review and they say, oh, well, it looks like you're bad at safety.
It'll be tossed out in a year.
I know, I get it. Like there's so many reasons to just let it go. And I wish that I wish I could do it as easily as I say it. And yeah, at times it goes. But when I talk about it, I feel righteous about it. Right? Like I as time goes on, I can't feel about it. But when I see Sean, like I said, when I see everything happening, I can't unsee the hypocrisy of it all. And I'm not wishing for a bygone era when you're talking about the owner in the meeting and say, oh, we never thought like this, or we never had to do these things, and like, well, it's a law. Like I understand the bigger you are, the more you have to kind of follow the law or whatever it is. Like I understand there's no argument about it, but it's really, it lacks that personal fucking touch. It lacks that, like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit of affordability to what the relationship is. Like I said, like it doesn't, like you could have said you saw me talking with my glasses on and I would have been more okay with that. The reading the tape measure from the other side of the fucking thing was insane to me. All right? Like it does, like.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I can't, like, I'm right then.
No.
You agree with me.
I agree that it's ridiculous, but
yeah, it got the job done.
If you were looking at black and white, you're in the wrong technically.
Yeah, I know.
And if you're looking at the fact, like I said, that they're trying to achieve a certain thing by setting an example, well, then you look at the first veteran to break the rule in any minute kind of way, and then you set the tone.
Yeah, so I don't appreciate being used as that by him.
Why don't you appreciate it? Like you
because
are the guy that they use that to influence the rest of the shop. That's amazing.
Yeah, because he's a coward for not explaining it to me like that. He hasn't said a word to me since.
He will never say that.
No, but he's a fucking, like, I can have a feeling about somebody that wants to act like that. Like, we have this conversation and you can explain it, you know what I mean? But just leaving it like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
Well, he can't let it get out. He has to be vague about it.
Please, he's fucking breaking in so many other rules.
I know.
His decision to not break... I mean, I'm not even saying the write-up. Like, where are you to fucking say, hey, man?
No, I agree.
Like, there's nothing about that.
I don't know if you got to work inside. I left a skid in your area yesterday, day before yesterday, the other day. It was a whole bunch of junk on it. I think Tariq might have moved it before you came in.
Yeah.
But it was what me and Thing were looking at before you left yesterday, remember? Me and Brianna were looking at it.
It wasn't in my bay.
Yeah, okay. So I had left that in your bay because the electrical room I had to clean out because during our health and safety meeting, we were talking about, like, yeah, there's nothing, because she brought it up that there's people complained about it, Frank, that there's so much stuff stored in the electrical room, and by law, you're not supposed to store anything in that room because fire hazards and whatnot. And so I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of it, whatever. And then Ryan was like, yeah, like who would be putting stuff in that electrical room? And Sean was like, oh, I have no idea. That's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. And I'm like, and I just looked at him, but I didn't say anything. I'm like, you're the one who put all that shit in there. I'm like, you put all that shit in there. And now you're acting like, but I was like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. So whatever. Yeah. So I cleaned it out and I did I swept it. I vacuumed. I took all the bulbs out, all the freaking cardboard. There was so much cardboard in there. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You're in an electrical room, and if any sparks or any failures happen, that thing's going up in flames. And then, but yeah, that was the point, is that yes, he's doing other things and he'll never admit to it. But right now, he's the guy who is actually pushing the agenda. These guys aren't coming down on him. He's getting these things. So, and maybe I'm going too much behind the curtain, but the thing isn't that it was a 40% increase. We're trying to get a 40%
I understand.
reduction.
I was trying to make it, I mean, like, I know that,
but like, we're trying to get a 40% reduction, and that's his thing. He seeked this out.
Yeah.
And he brought it to the top guys. So it's not that they found it and they said, you need to do this. He brought it to them and said, I think we need to do this to get this 40% reduction.
I don't begrudge him for any of that.
I don't either. It's part of health and safety. But he doesn't translate that well. He's not translating it in the sense that, guys, we got to do this together because it'll be great for this and great for that. He doesn't do this in any of the meetings. He doesn't do any of that. He doesn't even do it to us, the people who's part of the health and safety board. He's not really telling us the full agenda. He does, like, he'll allude to it, but he's not really saying it. And so that's my issue. Like, I think transparency is a lot better. It tells a lot more and it informs a lot more. And you can get people to do a lot more with transparency than you can to do with being vague and stuff. Really only worked back in the day.
But that's okay. So you're proving you're saying my point for me in a way, because that's where I'm like, I feel convenient to lie on this point because it hasn't happened yet, and I can say this is why I feel that way. But if he had just, because no conversation we have is about work with Sean. Everything is about a personal fucking touch or relationship or whatever it was. None of it is to fucking do with moving skids or safety things or anything like that. It's our friendship. And so the fact that he couldn't come and say that to me before or after the fact, like, this is where it hurts me even more, because before that meeting, I put my glasses on in front of a conversation with him. So he knew that I was on board with doing this. And to still, and not even to come to me and say, listen, and then not even to come to me and say, listen, I was sorry that I had to, like, whatever. It's unfortunate that I had to didn't have to say sorry for nothing. It's unfortunate that I had to use you as an example, but we were all doing the auditing. I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't unsee it. And yes, you got caught up. You know it doesn't mean anything. And you got to realize how important this is going to be, because if it happens to you, it can happen to anybody. But fucking radio silence and being ghosted after it allows me to stew in this. There is no, you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't, everything else is personal touch. And now you're gone. Now you just like can't say, hey, I understand why. He knew how fucking upset I was in there. I've even talked to Ryan about it afterwards and said, you know what? I wish I was more professional in that meeting. It was a week, like in the days later. And I was like, if I could do anything, I would have just do whatever. I didn't even do anything wrong. I just said I would have taken my punishment. Well, I told him, I was the only done anything wrong in this whole situation.
I mean, you didn't wear your safety glasses for a split second.
Yeah, and so so I get it. But the fact that he couldn't tell me, you know what I mean, like explain himself in that way, makes me think less of him in that personal touch. Like, he could have said to me, it's unfortunate that I had to do that.
I get it.
Yeah.
But those days are really
so then
gone.
So are my days of hanging out, like wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, like I said, now I can't unsee the rest of the fucking agenda.
Yeah, but
now
it's too separate.
It makes me want to be a rat. Like I said, the first thing I wanted to say is you're fucking high as a kite right now, and that's okay. Like, when Tammy first fucking heard that Sean's the head of the safety commission, she's like, really? The fucking guy that smokes quarter ounces a fucking day?
Yeah, no.
Like, you really? This guy?
Crazy.
Where his boss used to tell him to go smoke a joint before the fucking welding test, and that's one of his claims to fucking fame?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get, you can't live in that old schoolness forever, but there's no, understanding of it all?
Yeah, no, but like...
Yeah, ultimately, I wear my glasses all the time now. Even, I don't trust, because I don't trust them. Because the way they talked about everybody else in that fucking room, the guy he made no friend. Not that he was looking to, but the way that he treated us all in there. I don't even know George was the one that fucking, I don't remember what else. But the newer fucking guy, the meeting went on for fucking 10 minutes, and that guy piped up and goes, excuse me, who are you? Because he doesn't know who Sean is.
Yeah.
Sean fucking walking around like he's fucking the owner of the place, and like nobody knows who he is.
Well, he is also out of touch.
That's what I mean. So that was hilarious to me.
He is
like,
out of
you're
touch.
fucking, you're nothing to these people anymore, right? And fucking, I was on the floor for 20 years and this and that, and it's like, buddy, you're a bit of a clown right now.
Well, we had this.
No, let me go. Sorry, and the other guy who was a part of it, they said they saw this is he felt so disrespected. They said, yeah, we saw you.
Which guy was this?
The brake operator, the quiet guy. He was like, and you, when they got to him, said something like, and you, we noticed you, and you had your glasses off, and you were just doing nothing. You were kind of relaxed, and you were just chilling a bit. You were just by your toolbox, and then he let him finish. He took umbrage to it. He's like, what do you mean I was doing nothing? Like, are you saying that I don't do anything? Like, what do you mean I was just relaxing by my toolbox? Like, what are you talking about? When did this happen? He's, oh, no. We're not saying, you know what I mean? And he just, like, he insulted him right to his face by saying, when we saw you do your glasses.
Yeah.
And even saying something like, oh, we almost got Steezer because we saw him at his toolbox and he wasn't doing his glasses. And the closer we got to him, he was actually cleaning his glasses. So you're about to write this guy up for cleaning his glasses. And so they talked about that you don't have to have your glasses on when you're welding. Or you have your rest.
No, you don't.
I don't believe that.
Helmet on, you don't.
I don't fucking believe. I know they do.
But the rule is, as soon as you put your helmet up, you have to put your glasses.
Yeah, so I'm wearing my glasses.
So they could just catch you right then. Oh, we saw you put your helmet up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
The only time I now take them off is when I put my fucking earbuds in because they hook around my ears, and it's kind of hard when the glasses are on. I don't give a fuck if my vision is blurred because of the glasses. If it makes the weld look ugly, whatever. I'm already using a shitty welder, so I lean into this not giving a fuck anymore.
These are phenomenal welders.
So you think? So yeah. So I get that I need to get over it, but it's hard.
I see your points, and I think for Sean, it's easier for him to do it this way, especially nowadays because he is so out of touch and because he doesn't have a lot of those. Like, when was the last time you guys really had conversations like you used to? Those days are
the same day. When I was having the glasses on.
God damn.
Like that same day.
But you know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
thanks for putting the glasses on. They're really on my ass about that.
We had this meeting. We had this meeting upstairs and we were talking about like we have to do some weekly checks or whatever. And all the leads and all the supervisors were up there. And Sean sat there and he's like, yeah, so I asked all the supervisors. He's like, to be honest, I don't really know anybody's titles. I don't know who's leads and who's supervisors anymore. All I know is Ali. And I'm just thinking, like, first off, Ali wasn't even up there, number one. And I'm like, bro, like, how do you not know who's what and what's where? Like, how do you not know any of this?
Isn't that a little disrespectful when you're sitting right there with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
And I'm just like, but
I don't want to listen to him anymore.
But he's just, the thing is, his job pulled him away from what he was used to doing, and now everything has moved on, and he has no idea. But he still has to do a job. He still has to be the head of health and safety.
I hear you, but
I think it's just a disconnect right now, right?
I'll let you guys know next week if I'm over it anymore.
You'll be
hard to, like I said,
you'll be over it.
This is hilarious. This is not it's the last work thing or whatever, because I don't think I've said it on air, but I've told you about there's a guy in the lunchroom who like talks on FaceTime on his phone.
Yeah,
and it's so fucking annoying.
Is he still doing it?
And so like. Months ago, I thought that we stopped the problem because I was trying to, in the way I would describe it in a passive aggressive term is like leaving the lunchroom to like saying out loud, "Holy fuck! Can you believe we got to fucking like buddy, shut up!" without staring at him, telling him to be quiet. Because ultimately, I don't know where I can stand in my stance on this. Mm-hmm. I think it's a social no, but really, again, it's not like a legal no.
Get some earbuds.
I don't know, right? I don't know how the people. He's not even a kid, like so. But I know the kids love the fucking FaceTime and talking, and God be like, whatever. It happens worse to like somebody like Tammy, who has the public come in all the time, and they're talking to somebody and giving you hand gestures live, telling you what they want while they stay on the phone.
That's
you know what I mean? And
does
so
Tammy FaceTime?
No, but like she's dealt with people like
Do
people
you
coming
FaceTime
in.
With Tammy?
No, never.
Never?
No, I'll see her when I get home. She'll see me. She has enough to have. She looks at my face enough. She doesn't have to see me.
True.
So whatever. So it happened, and I remember at that time, like a couple days went by, and it wasn't happening as much. And me, Tariq, and Johnny, and a couple other people that I barely know, we were like, I guess that worked, whatever, and it was good. And then a few days later, it was back on, and blah 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 blah. Like, and Tariq was saying, like, we're getting the news of Ghana. Like, he's got this deep African voice, and so it's really hard.
Is he speaking African or English?
Sometimes, I don't know. Like, it's not like we can hear every word, but you can hear the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, we know something's going on, and every now and then we can hear the word, and we hear his wife or somebody on the other end. Like it's all just so inconsiderate. And then, like, sometime, I guess it was last week, it might have been beginning of this week, one of the guys who has lunch with us, I think he works in the design department or whatever, he walked by me, friendly enough, I hardly ever talked to him, and he comes by my bay after, he goes, "Can you believe this guy?" And we're talking, listen, I don't know if you've heard, like, we've tried. It's that he hasn't, like, he doesn't fucking hear us, tell him it's rude, like, he doesn't, like, I know. He goes, I'm going to do something about this. He was like fucking talking, and it hasn't happened since. What? I don't know what he did. I think he made an official complaint. He's like, we all have wives, we all want to talk, but we don't make ever people listen to it.
Yeah.
If I have a conversation with Tammy or if I get a call before, I'll go outside of the lunchround to fucking say it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Most people would, and so
I don't even take calls on my lunch.
Yeah,
break.
no, Tammy knows that too. Like, it'd be very rare, and so it hasn't happened since. So I remember telling Tammy this story, and I say, yeah, I did this passive aggressive part, and she looks at me and goes, so you might agree with. She says, I can't be passive aggressive. Like, I was like, you might have a point there. Like, is my passive aggressive?
I'm surprised you didn't flip out on it.
Yeah, see, well, I kind of
called him a clown.
Yeah, I think my passive aggressive is aggressive.
Yeah.
And when I thought of the examples that I used, like not confronting him directly and like saying those things. I'm like, yeah, everything I can think of is very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like all I'm aggressive. Like where I think I'm more passive aggressive is what I said with the other things. If they want to treat me like this or whatever, then I'm just not going to go the extra mile.
That's passive aggressive.
Yeah,
So you do have it in you.
Then you saw how I finished work yesterday,
Yes.
and then it's like I can only go so far.
Yeah.
Like so I do that considerate of the person that might work on that afterwards. And it might be somebody who I have problems with. So, you know what I mean?
Nobody.
It might be nobody. But in case that it was, I want it to be, I think part of it comes to, I don't want them to like look on a Friday, go, how come only that is done? I would rather say, oh, look at all that. Like, should we get somebody else to work on that now? And then, you know what I mean? Like scared to death of this, like the Friday thing or whatever. So I think maybe that leaned into it at that time. But it informed me on certain other times of the week. Like when you weren't sick this week came by, I was like, oh yeah, I'll stop and talk now.
Yeah.
It was only yesterday that I didn't. So yeah, there's no passive aggressive. It's just aggressive. So we missed last week. We were the week before, but the week before we missed, and I forgot to bring up, how was your trip up north with the family? Yeah?
It was good. Good trip.
Yeah, did you get a poker game in? I told
We
you
did not get a poker game
bad
in.
opportunity.
We got a lot of other random games in. Actually, we did a game of table tennis. We got really, really, really competitive.
I would think because it's your cousins, right? Like,
we're
it must have
competitive
always.
over everything.
And you grew up like these are the cousins you grew up with, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so, yeah. It must have always been like that.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter what it is. We could be choosing colors for the wall.
And you would have to argue with
We
what
have
colors.
to-
How do you
have
ever
to
decide
argue.
on where you stay? Does that ever get content? Like,
Well, there's a
Not
few
contentious.
cousins in my family who, well, it's funny. Actually, that actually was a whole thing. It took like a month to decide. And we have a group chat with all the cousins, and there was like probably like 4 or 5 different polls. We had to do like a whole like
Polls?
thing.
That's
The
great.
winners went on and all this
Are
thing.
you
Like
kidding
I'm telling
me?
you, it
That's
was crazy.
amazing.
People are there convincing people behind the scenes in private
People.
chats. Yes,
People.
We're all
You
we're
people.
all, yes, 100% convincing people. No, we have to get this many votes for this place because this place is better. Like it was a whole thing.
so I only really know Brenton more, shout out to Brenton, than anybody else.
Yeah.
And I could see this. I could see how hard it is to convince him of something.
Yeah.
Like if I'm trying to compare the two of you, because I don't know him as much, whatever. I see Brenton a bit more of a harder edge.
He's harder to convince.
Like I see that, but
Yeah.
you are no pushover. Like you're more manipulative. Like you use.
take your
I
time.
think where Brenton might have a little bit more physical force, you try to be more cerebral.
Yeah.
You'll fuck with people more in the head.
I have
You have to. But how are your other cousins? Like, is anybody closer to you? Like, who do you think is hard to deal with? Nobody might know anybody.
Most of the girls in my family
Yeah.
are very close to like Brenton type. Like you get to. It's very hard to convince them otherwise. They're very stubborn. They're very but there's a 1-2 who are very reasonable and like those are the people who usually do the planning.
Okay.
And they do like all the legwork and stuff. And then they'll be like, for example, she's my cousin Felicia. You met her.
Yeah, I know Felicia,
She
yeah.
came. She planned this trip. So what she does is she picks all the places and she's like, these are the places you guys vote. She's like, I'm not even voting.
Nice.
So you know what I
Very
mean?
smart. This is why Felicia's got it going on.
I'm
Shit.
not voting. You guys
That's
pick.
very, very good.
So-
See, that's what I'm trying to get at. Who's better at being you than you in your family that I don't know about? Like Felicia's climbing the list.
Yeah, she's
That's
up there.
hilarious.
She knows how to stay out of it, but like
No, you don't know how to stay out of it. But like learning to divide the middle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like knowing I want to be part of the picking process. So let me pick 5 places that I really like, and then let
Yeah.
them fucking decide.
Let them do
because
it.
it's going to be an argument, and
Yeah.
now I'm free of the argument.
Exactly.
And I still get my way because I actually got to pick the places.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody's, you know what I mean? Like that's where I wanted to know because it's easy to be more Brenton like like an appearance where just like, no, I'm standing my ground. I know what I like. But you like to manipulate. You
Yeah.
want to change. You want to influence people and how you want to influence people.
Absolutely.
And I can just imagine a whole family of you and how a decision might get made.
it
So
doesn't.
how about what you guys? What about like so even games you play must be a fucking discussion.
Yep, games are a discussion. What we eat's a
Yeah,
discussion.
and eating and shit.
Yeah, like everything is a discussion. So we had like a whole bunch of Felicia planned a whole bunch of games, like team games and stuff.
Nice.
That was crazy. That got into a whole bunch of arguments. People are accusing people of cheating.
Yep.
People are cheating.
That's why they're getting accused.
You know what I mean? People are denying it. Like there's a whole bunch of things. Like it was a good time. Typical family.
Okay, well that's good. No,
shit.
I realized I failed to mention it last time, so that's very good. And you have more family trips planned?
Yeah, we have other than Deerhurst, we have Deerhurst coming up.
So that's just you and the in-laws.
So yes, but Brenton and his wife and family are coming this year. I don't want to expand it more than that. I think this is the only year. He's going to hear this for the first time. This is the only year I'm probably going with them. But yeah, because it started off with just me and Selena and the kids. Then it turned to her mom, and now those guys are coming, which I think is going to be a good time. I think it's going to be a good time.
All right. Well, you got to be careful on what you, how you talk about these things or expand these things or get into a way, because you sometimes things get out of hand and you don't know how it is. Because also, what I say is, after hearing us last time, the people, and by the people I just mean Tammy, is we want to come over the next time your mom's here to watch wrestling.
Oh yeah,
that just sounded like the greatest time ever.
It was
that's just like your mom. The whole story about it was just like, yes, I want to watch wrestling with your mom.
Yeah,
and it might be the way you do her accent, like that adds to the fucking story. That's the best part of it. But that was hilarious. Like Tammy was like that. All that did was make me want to watch wrestling with Brian's mom.
It made me enjoy it more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that might, next WrestleMania, we might be fucking forcing our way over here with the mom.
Okay,
that's pretty fucking funny.
It'll be great.
I got like other random things. I don't know if you have anything you want to talk about.
Nope.
Sorry. So things to fix the world. Shit. Obviously, I got to get to my beer. I'm talking too much. So, on your beloved ex, other than falling in love with hockey again, shit. Turns out the Florida Panthers might be a decent hockey team.
Yeah, you think so?
turns out Florida actually might, they might not have all been that the Leafs suck, but hey, that's old news by now.
Which I feel bad for them because they got booed and everything. I thought they did pretty good.
Yeah, but people's expectations aren't about pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
You have to beat the person in front of you. I hear you. When you look at a list and you look at all the Eastern Conference champions, the last 3 are Florida, and the 3 before that were Tampa.
Yeah.
And beat the Leafs. The Leafs lost to each of these teams in 7 games all the time.
Yep.
So they did the best they could.
It's like, do the Raptors suck because they lost to LeBron every time?
Yeah, that's right. But history doesn't remember those stats.
No.
And people throwing, in the moment of throwing your jersey on and booing.
And burning it. Come on.
Yeah, I get it. I hear you. I understand. I understand.
I get the pain, but they did well.
So I'm living in a little bit of that fact right now. Like, at least we beat Ottawa.
Yeah.
Shout out, Rick. And so, there's always something that somebody else has got it worse than you, right? Like, type of thing. So turned out that they might be pretty good. Unfortunately, for Edmonton, I'm going to probably cheer for them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so they don't have that going on. But I do expect a really good series. Like, I'm excited to watch. I'm very happy that it's Edmonton and Florida, so I can cheer for Edmonton to get their revenge and not just beat Florida because it's Florida.
Yeah.
But there was a part of that. So I'm happy with that. But and so I can now I can read Twitter about hockey now and not feel so butthurt personally.
Yep.
So I had that going on. The only other thing that I read this a couple of days ago is the free state of Texas has banned all THC products.
What?
And I think that means medical as well.
Is this for real?
Yeah. The legislate. That's not just the only thing they banned.
But I love Texas.
They also banned anime.
Oh, I'm never going to Texas.
Just anime in general.
I'm never going to Texas.
So the people think the agenda is that they want every liberal out of that state.
Obviously.
Right? Like, it's one thing to ban abortions or fucking whatever, this and that. Like, I still have feelings about that. And there's certain ways, states have their rights.
And I used to always say if I was moving to the States, I'd be moving to Texas.
Yeah, you want to go to the race in Austin? I'm never fucking ever going.
The houses are bigger. The houses are cheaper. The one of my favorite races. Like, that's where I would move. And now it's just becoming...
a narco state.
Yeah.
It's like...
I literally watch anime regularly.
Yeah, but you're a criminal.
Yeah, that's freaking ridiculous.
I know. I couldn't believe it when I fucking said it either. So what is that? Is that the ultimate rights of the state? Or is that just the ultimate abuse of power? Because it's not a thing the people voted on. It's a thing it's the thing that the legislature voted on.
But the people obviously are going to agree because they're going to stay.
And now people are complaining about this is only happening because alcohol and prisons are in the pocket of the legislator. Like, they point to all the ways that the people that want this decision to go that way to fucking have, like now, you know what I mean? Like it's the whole that now they get to arrest who they want to for having a joint. Like who do you think they're going to arrest when you and me are smoking a joint?
Me.
If they're
100%.
if they could pick one, right?
If I get arrested, I might get shot.
No, they want you to go to work.
Oh,
they
yeah,
want you to
that's
work in
true.
prison.
That's true.
This is where this is not a thing, like
Yeah.
they want to fill the prisons. You're a battery.
Yeah.
It's there's many documentaries on private prisons and what they do.
100%.
And I think it's part of the immigration thing. Like they want prisons to fucking make slave labor. It's the easiest way to make a slave. It's the legalist way to have a fucking slave.
Jail.
And they just happen to like
And you
mostly
put
be
yourself there. You're not a slave. You put yourself there.
because
These
you
are
didn't
quotes.
wear your glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, right? And so now they get to bend that rule.
Sounds like North Korea.
Yeah, but it's the freest state in the fucking union, right?
Oh,
Like,
no,
so
because there's no federal tax.
That's
There's
what-
no state tax. So
it's
hey,
it's the best, bro. It's
Yeah,
the best.
it's
And so
amazing.
I fucking couldn't like. It's not surprising, but it's also like, what are we doing here? Like, how come you? I don't know where I lie on this. Like again, because I'm a fucking pothead. Where's the compromise? Like banning because. So the reason for the anime is because it's like whatever it promotes sexuality
And
for
violence.
kids. Yeah, with the little fucking like the Sailor Moon skirts or something.
yeah,
you know?
but anime's not for kids.
But it doesn't matter. It's fucking a cartoon.
Yeah, it is, but it's not for kids.
Banning
There's
it doesn't
swearing,
blow- but-
there's sexuality, there's violence. That doesn't sound like kids. Like, you got to be stupid to compare that to freaking Tom and Jerry.
How do you think they're going to separate that distinction in law? There
can't.
won't. It
You
gets
can't, 'cause
affected.
there'll
Tom
be
and Jerry now
loopholes.
gets affected.
Yeah, it'll be loopholes and shit.
Tom
so
and
you
Jerry will
can't.
now get affected. So that's just the most. I can only see the ridiculousness in it. Like,
Yeah.
what am I missing out of this?
You're not missing a thing.
Yeah, but obviously people disagree with you. Like, so I couldn't believe. Like, this is what I can't. This is like why I like the crack store. You know what I mean? Like now you get to arrest who watches fucking anime.
Yeah.
Like it's already a fucking state where they ban porn. Like
Wait,
I get
what?
it. Yeah, you can't fucking watch porn in a lot of southern states.
Are you serious?
Yeah, never mind. I think they went to a whole face ID thing. I don't know what the whole rules are. I don't give a fuck. I'm not there.
Damn.
But it's still the ultimate. You know what I mean? Like this side of conservatism makes me not want to be conservative.
Way too far.
I understand, and I'm not trying to live in the slippery slope of it all, but this is what I fucking hate. I don't even have to go to Shira law. Like this is like a form of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? To me,
This is Western Shira law.
no, this is how I just dictate what you want to do. But I'm also the first one to champion Colorado when they legalized fucking weed. Like just never mind the subject we're talking about. Just the fact that I'm a state and they got to decide what our citizens are all about. Like I do like that about like what states do. I mean, what I understand
Yeah.
about like how they
Yeah.
get to decide. So now am I a hypocrite by like going, well, no,
Yes.
now you're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's fine. I'll be a hypocrite of it.
You just
but
go
I
to
have
the state that you want.
That makes
You
me
just
want to.
go
Well,
to
now
the
I'm not going to
state
any.
you want. Yeah.
Right? Like it's not a thing that I can fucking live without. Now we're going to be planning stuff. Like we're trying to figure out if we can go anywhere this year, and it's looking like we probably could. Like it's our 20th wedding anniversary, so we're thinking of using that as a reason to.
And you're gonna go to.
We're going to go to Mexico, bro.
Yes.
I know. So Tammy thought it's not like I can keep it as a surprise to you or whatever. But
Oh my!
just imagine what I can bring home from Mexico.
Oh my God, Jay! I got $1,000 budget for you.
So I need to talk to the cartel logistics because I don't know
Yes.
how much I can bring back
Please
legally.
just figure it out. You just figure it out. Just don't get kidnapped. That's
There is
all.
a way. Yeah. So, I mean, I can now anticipate a situation where I'm there in some kind of Mexican liquor store, FaceTiming you, thinking like, fucking, which should we get?
Yeah, Jay, you have to go to a distillery, man.
Yeah. Like, so it's all super fucking 5% planning, you know what I mean? Thinking about stage.
I know, but
so
if
no,
you
yeah,
go,
I think,
you
yeah. No,
cannot
I was not a
not.
tequila monster like I am now.
Oh, man, that would be
no. So now,
amazing.
yeah, I would really like to see something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I just see him like burning the fucking avocados and
oh my goodness!
like
you get to taste like some
guava.
fresh freaking tequila right out there. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get
This
to
is
see-
not
oh.
why we're going to make. So yeah, big part. Like go. Like, I won't miss America at all.
Yeah, fuck
yeah,
them.
yeah. So you might have a chance to get your immigrated fucking.
Yes.
So we had that going.
When I went to the cabinet today to get the tequila, I got pants. I saw the other one. And
Was that a new Tequila Pants?
No, that's still the same one.
Oh, for today. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and I was looking down at the Cascanes, and it was like this much. And I was gonna make a comment to you, but I'm like, oh, fuck it. I think I've already burnt this one. I got nothing.
You're hilarious, bro. Yeah, but I appreciate the fact that you fucking kept it to yourself up until the point where you had no choice but to say anything.
Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, we'll see what's going on there. I'll let you know. But it's exciting.
Nice.
It's not exciting. So yeah, I can see a distillery being fucking put in there. So the one thing I did notice before we started, I seen that you got yourself a new griddle.
Yes.
Like I'd like to let's see here. I'd like to just give you the floor to let you bask in your new griddleness of it all.
I love it.
But I also just felt it a little unnecessary. If I
It's
understand.
a little overkill.
Like you had how old was the griddle that you replaced it with?
I think it was like a year, maybe a year and a half ish, something like that.
And when I came in from you showing it to you, or you showing me the thing, I was also informed that it was a Father's Day gift.
The last one, yes.
That people
absolutely.
went through like a bit of trouble, their own little effort to go through.
They did have to go through some effort.
Then what did you do with the Father's Day gift griddle?
I gave it to my mother-in-law because I appreciate her, obviously.
It's not because then you can make you tasty sandwiches and stuff on the thing.
Well, that could be part of it because we go there a lot in the summer.
They had no griddle before.
They had no griddle. They have a big barbecue, but no griddle.
Game. I see this. So yeah,
Right?
It's very impressive, but it definitely seems, like I said, in an unnecessary. It's a lavish expense.
Is
that a way to put it?
It is. I think it's the most expensive griddle you can buy. That came out this year, so it was pretty up there. But it is honestly worth it. It's so worth it. When you go from a $500 griddle to a freaking $1,200-$1,300 griddle, it is. There is noticeable differences, Jay. There's actual noticeable differences that you're just like, I can't live without this kind of stuff, convenient stuff.
Unless the difference is a fucking dude cooking for me for that price, then I didn't notice it. I'm not trying to listen. I apologize for my.
It is night and day. Those two griddles are night and day. Night and day, 100%.
Yeah, I tried to get as impressed with you with the things or whatever. So do you use the griddle more than the barbecue?
I haven't used my barbecue in 2 years, probably.
Interesting.
Since I got a griddle, period, I haven't really used my barbecue.
But are they two totally different, like, cooking methods?
They are.
Wouldn't the barbecue be healthier or no?
Isn't
it
probably
greasier?
Because you can use grease on a griddle. I use more water and stuff like that. Depends on what I'm doing. But I use more grease. But like,
hearing you talk about the big nacho thing Buddy was doing.
Yeah, you can do like
all
nachos. Like I done like fried, like I did like a mountain of fried rice, like chicken fried rice. I made like chicken teriyaki, and then I made fried rice, and I made it together. Like I've done so much things on it. Like I don't even need. You can put pots and pans on it if you want. If you want to make pasta.
Oh, really? Like a stovetop?
Yeah, you could do like. It's so versatile. That's why I love the griddle compared to a barbecue.
So is griddle greater than a barbecue? Like if you had to choose, obviously.
If I had to choose one, I would choose a griddle easily.
I've never cooked on one. I have to see. I can see that you might know what you're talking about. The thing I actually don't know how you do is, and so you were talking about it, how you use it for your meal prep for the whole week. Like I guess you make for you and Selena or the kids too, or
the
just
kids. Yes, well, mostly Sire. He eats chicken, so
you've made all his chicken is made on Sunday.
Yeah, everything. All our meal prep is made on Sunday. That's
part of your Sunday chores type of thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And Sunday is still a non-drinking day.
Sunday's still a non-drinking day.
Like you understand where a little bit my lack of respect, for a better term, is
gay.
Yeah,
it's extremely gay.
It's like,
and it's
how do you
so
do it?
Hard.
How do you not drink while you're doing? Like
it's so.
Is it because
hard.
it's a griddle? Like, can you not barbecue and drink?
No,
like,
you get the same thing.
I don't know.
The same feeling. The heat is there. You're getting hungry, and then the smoke and the barbecue just makes you feel like you need to drink a beer.
So this is why I didn't barbecue at all last year.
No beer?
And this is why, because the way that I like to barbecue is I drink I'm trying to drink a 6-pack a weekend now.
Yep.
And I could drink 3 beers. I would drink 3 beers, smoke 2 joints, fucking every barbecue session.
100%.
Like my family thinks it takes fucking 3 hours to cook a burger because it takes me so long. You know what I mean? Like we like well done chicken.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know, like it's like, oh, no, it's fine. That's how long it takes. You know, they go to other people's places and 20 minutes later, everything's done. It's like, well, Jay's just getting his second beer by now.
Yeah, I'm about to start.
Yeah, no, I'm heating it up. Why do we go through 2 cans of propane every 2 weeks? And so that was my experience. I used to sit out there with a dog, look at the fucking trees, like, you know what I mean? Like, enjoy my backyard, my house. And now I think because I don't like want to lean into that indulgence of it. Again, should be able to control myself. But other than the fact that it's being very gay, that I do think it's impressive that you don't use that as a reason to fucking drink.
It's hard.
Yeah,
to this day, it's hard. It's
like
so
it's brand
hard.
new summer. Like it's really. I want to get off it because I don't want you to
It's
break.
at the point where I think about cooking and I say I should open a beer. Like it's just hand in hand.
And
right?
is it? Yeah. So what's the point of not? It's just because I guess slippery
Discipline.
slope is how you feel Monday.
Discipline.
Discipline.
If she can't do it, I can't do it, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I get it. That's fine. I don't. I guess I should like commend you for it, but I don't want
No,
to.
please don't.
No, it's not. It's not that bad.
It's so one time I had to do weed drinks to try and it's
then-
not the same.
No.
It's not the same. It's
Yeah.
not the same, but like
Even for me who like loves my like margaritas now, my cranberritas or whatever, like it's not the same as a beer.
yeah, no, it's
Like
not.
it's
Not
it's
even
hard.
close.
And even when I'm trying to like do my like rationing of the beer, like 6 packs, it's just like it can get a couple weeks ago when I bought a 12 instead of a 6 pack because it was like a 4-day weekend or whatever this and that.
Yeah.
It was like once the slope started, like it was very
Oh,
hard.
man, you're just going.
like it's just like I look at the beer sometimes and go, what happened? Like, how did it go? Like it's amazing. Like it's like I can't drink water this fast as that. And so when you think of the barbecue, like I get it. So I hear you. I just wondered if the whole griddle thing, if I'm missing that, then you know.
No.
If I'm missing that, it's easier to not drink when you're griddling.
I wish.
Okay.
I wish.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what else. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, not really. Cyrus championship game is Sunday again.
Oh shit! So is he as excited about this time as it was last time?
yeah,
Is it
he's convinced he's gonna win. He wants to win a first place because he won second place last time.
he brings that up.
He brings it up all the time. And so he's really determined to try and win the championship this year.
So I have to think that if he was okay with being second place last time, you would feel a certain way.
I would feel a certain
Like, I don't
way.
know how you would correct it. You know what I mean? I think if we had to split the two, you
I'd
would
put
say
him in
Kai might be.
piano.
What?
I'd put him in piano.
So if we had to split the two, then that's, you know what I mean, how you would feel Kai would be. So is it just I don't want to say take for granted. Is it just an assumption that Sire would not be happy with second place? Like if you were, is it not something that you have to think about instilling in him?
Yeah, no, I don't have to think about it at all.
I don't think you ever have to. I get it. I don't understand like how to say this, but where I appreciate you wanting to instill that into both of them, but you can only lead the horse to the water so far.
Yeah.
So you don't want to create a complex. You know what I mean? Like forcing somebody to change who they are, and
for sure.
and also trying to educate them on who they should be. So yeah, you must admire that about crazy fucking Sire. Like I don't know how far he'll go. Like once he's older to be number one. Like I don't think you ever have to worry about. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's a worry.
Yeah, I don't think I have to worry. I think in the competitive aspect and in the wanting to be better aspect, I think that's just the type of person he is.
I have to agree with you. I can see in him, like even just out of this little kid aspect of whatever it is he's. It might be because he's always one of the better kids, or not the best kid on the floor. Is that I think he'll learn how to make other people better.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he'll blame people that aren't good as him.
Yeah,
I think like because that's the worst quality in
For sure.
in a high end athlete.
For sure.
The one that always blames, you know what I mean, like the people for not being as good as him.
Yeah.
It's the ones that make his like you watch Shea on Oklahoma City and you see how he leads.
Oh,
the
yeah.
you know what I mean?
All of his interviews is with his team.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and he includes them in everything.
Yeah.
And they you can see how they love him for that. And that's you know what I mean. That shit is who you want your leaders to be. And I see
sure.
that in Kai or in Sire. I see that once he gets the fundamentals down and do it, it might be like the rep coach that's like really invested in him
Yeah.
and seeing that and dribbling with the older kids and just you know what I mean? Like learning that he had to earn his place on the floor.
Yep, that's going to be great for him.
Yeah, but also I think it'll inform him he needs other people to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can, something in there, like the journey is doing. And I don't know if I see it now because it's just all random fucking sketch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's all house league, and you can get away with scoring all the buckets yourself when there's only one other person scoring on the other
that's
team.
true. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right? But like in when you get to actual form teams and rep teams, you have to be able to pass the ball. You can't pass the ball, you're not going to win.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun for you to say like don't pass the ball because that kid sucks.
You can get away with
but
it now.
no, you like I do see that for him, and I do think he has to step up for that next level. But he still has to wait till the summer's over to get into rep. Like he's just doing rep like practices now,
Yeah,
right?
he practices with the rep team.
And then this championship is like what we watched before. It's the same house league thing.
Yeah.
And so, can you see an improvement in him since last championship game?
Yeah, he's a lot better. He does a lot more layups. He almost gets to the basket all the time.
Nice.
So he's doing a lot better. The thing about Sire, he's learned so quick. Like he's a very, very fast. He's a smart kid.
Yeah.
He's a very fast learner. So you can teach him to do things in minutes. In one session, you can teach him. We taught him. He was traveling a lot before doing his layups because he just started learning doing layups. So he was gathering and taking an extra step. And we basically eliminated that in like half an hour. And now he doesn't travel at all. So he's a very fast learner. So I think that's going to be one of his benefits. The only problem with him is that he's short. So he's going to have a lot of problems in basketball being short.
I think that's what that's what informs me on thinking what he'll be a great teammate.
Yeah.
Because he'll realize his asset will be finding, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like his height, whatever limitation that, like you watch Jalen Brunson play for the Knicks and you realize like it's like what he was downgraded on as a prospect was bullshit.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean? Like there's no defense of anybody who didn't think he would make it.
There's so much other things you can do. You can defend, you can be a passer. Effort. Like effort is such a big thing that people overlook. Like you see the people on the courts who just don't put any effort in. You're just like, are you serious?
So to bring it back to Kai, like that's what impresses me when I see him playing piano.
Mm-hmm.
Like next week, we won't be able to talk about it for a couple of weeks, but next Saturday is the recital that we get to see, and I'm very excited. Like I feel for him on how nervous it must be.
He's nervous.
Yeah, no, I get it, and it's so impressive that he fought through. You know what I mean? Like, there's always like a small part is like, are the nerves going to get to him? You know, like I don't know
That's
how.
what I'm scared. He says he's going to do it. He says he's nervous, but he says he's going to do it.
Well, he did it. I would say to him is, you did it before.
Yeah,
like
you
just
could
think
do
of
it
how
now.
rewarding it was. Like all the other positive things. Like that's your job is to eliminate that.
Yeah.
Like just to show him his own examples of getting over that and the feeling of what it must. Like, even as a fucking adult who's never done anything like that, like the feeling you must have of finishing that song.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else that must be so addictive to do.
But I hope he gets addicted to it.
Well, it seems.
He's good to playing on his own, but like, you'll see that the amount of people that go to this thing, I did not expect to be that much people.
Like other kids.
Like other kids, their families, like. It's like I'm saying, there's a couple hundred people there probably.
Yeah, we
200
appreciate
max.
that you guys got tickets for us too. And so, but like, so what do you mean? You mean like so you crazy other people that take it more seriously than him?
There are people who take it more seriously. Like there are some phenomenal piano players there. Like it's insane that it's the type of stuff you see on YouTube and TV, and then. Obviously, after all the lower like kids who've been there 1 year, 2 years, they're not as good. Once you get to like the 3-year players and the 5-year players, you're like, holy, like people actually play like this in their houses. They're playing like this kind of shit.
They're listening to their kid play like this.
Yeah, and it's like, holy, like it's crazy. Some of them are just like,
they blow your mind.
Oh, for sure.
Do they go in procession of how long? Like, is it like an opening act?
Yeah.
Is like Kai now somewhere like
it kind of goes in procession of
how many years
like
they've done it?
Years you've done it. So for Kai, because Kai is actually pretty good at piano, when he goes, none of the kids are really as good at him. He's more of like maybe like a 2-year level, like the songs that he plays and how good he plays, and like all the other kids are playing like We Wish You a Merry Christmas or something like that. And he's going to be doing Beethoven for this one. So it's going to be good. And so it just is a gap there, but then you just see a gradual, like you'll see the 1-2 standouts. They also do like some kids play guitar. There's some drums. There's some vocalists there. There was one violinist last time. She was terrible. And so, but yeah, it's there's like a whole thing. So it's actually crazy.
So it's kind of hard to explain this maybe, but so what do you mean by when you say like you wish you took it a little bit more seriously? Like what's not as serious about like, because it sounds pretty good.
Kai?
Yeah. And the piano. Or is that just in general?
He just wants to play video games.
I see. You just don't see it. It's not obsessed with it.
Yeah, he's not obsessed.
He's only obsessed with video games.
Yes. If he was obsessed with piano, he'd probably be...
He's not like a Sire obsessed with basketball.
No, not even.
Is Sire... What's Sire's relationship with video games?
He likes video games, but he likes 2K. Like if he plays 2K, he plays FIFA. Like that's what he plays.
He doesn't want to play with Kai like the same games.
They don't play like he'll play Roblox like with Selena's nephew who lives in Alberta. He'll play that. He'll play Roblox with Kai, but not really. He doesn't. He's not. He'll drop his stuff to work out.
No, but some little brothers in like TV or whatever you see, it's just like they're always following their brother around.
He does his own thing.
Nice.
He does his own thing. They're on a 30-day challenge right now. I call it 30-30-30. So they're doing 30 burpees, 30 weighted squats, and 30. Yeah, the whole weight they do their squats and 30 push-ups for 30 days. There's no rest days. There's nothing I might throw a rest day in there just randomly for them, but there's no rest days.
30 burpees.
And he'll be on his computer, be like, Sire, come do your challenge. That's it. He's getting up, he's like, okay. He'll come do it, knock it out, and then probably end up finding something else to do. Go downstairs, play basketball. He'll go play the Pop-A-Shot game. Like he's just random.
Yeah.
Kai, he'll be playing his video games the whole time.
You know what? I can't even chalk it up to their age because I've probably known them since Kai was Sire's age now.
Yeah.
And he was still the same. Like I don't think he would have been the video game kid at that time too.
Yeah,
he would never have done that. No, he is who he is. I appreciate that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. I guess there's nothing wrong with the statement of wishing he would be more serious about it. And I'm not wanting to have him live in it's good enough kind of thing. But yeah, I'm impressed that he likes it enough to want to learn the Beethoven.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to push him to want to write Beethoven.
He loves learning new songs, and when songs are too easy, he doesn't like them. He won't even do songs that are too easy. He'll learn songs from his book in like one sitting. He only practices 15 minutes a day, and he'll learn a song in one sitting.
I think the key, and I'm sure this has been studied, and that's what they do, is to make it a game, make it like important for him, like to want to learn the new song.
Yeah.
Like make it somehow like leveling up in a game, like treating it like some kind of game like that.
And he does, because the books are all levels, and I tell him like these
that's
are,
what I mean.
These
like,
are harder. Yeah, so
I'm not the first to think that, I'm sure.
But he's actually pretty good.
So this is.
I do have to say something about Sire. Last week, have you ever done a wall sit?
I know what one is. Let's go with yes, I have.
Yes. Last week, so they've done wall sits on their last challenge, which they failed. It was like a 30-second wall sit they were doing.
Jeez.
And last week, Sire's like, I'm going to see how long I can go. So I'm like, all right. I was in my office. He went beside. He did a 4-minute wall sit straight. And I'm like, okay, get up now. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, my legs hurt. The next week, he's like, I'm going to do 11 minutes. I'm like, sorry, you're not going to fucking do an 11-minute wall sit. Like, are you crazy? I can do 45 seconds tops. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't even imagine.
Those things are terrible.
I can't even imagine.
This guy did an 11-minute wall sit, Jay. He sat on the wall for 11 minutes. And he's like, this hurts at like 8 minutes. But I said, are you going to stop? He's like, no. 11 minutes.
Psycho.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? His legs were hurting the rest of the weekend. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, 11 minutes? And then I had to search up the Guinness World Record, because who the fuck does an 11-minute wall sit? Like,
you really want to fuck him up? You show him what the record is.
No, I'm not showing him the record.
See how long it takes for him to try to break it.
The record was like 24 hours. I know. But like, I'm like, who the hell? Like, those things are terrible.
That's insane.
I was surprised that he could actually do that.
Oh man, you made me forget what I was about to say.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It was bullshit, I'm sure. I think that's a very good insight into the kids. good luck for the championship game. I think I don't want to be the jinx. I don't want to show up again because we were bad luck.
Yeah,
so,
they lost by one basket.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
In overtime.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't root for my teams. I got Miami Dolphins shirt on now. I don't even want to be responsible for that. So we'll hear what it is. Yeah. I'm sure if we go and see Kai and he misses up, it's going to be my fucking fault. So I can't look forward to that. So I think that's going to be about it.
Nice. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to the work-related podcast.
We will find out how this little psycho Sire does in his basketball for
He's
next
determined.
week.
I hope he gets it this time.
I have hope for him. He does too.
He's facing his arch nemesis, the same guy that he faced last time. And so it's gonna be good.
Sorry, do you have? So now these are the same parents that you have to kind of go against. It's not like a parent v parent, but in a way,
it's the same parent.
Yeah, you got to stifle your feelings for these other parents.
No, because they know what's coming. They know Sire's coming for them. Okay,
there we go. Another example of living vicariously through their kids.
Damn right. They know. They fear this kid.
All right. Well, we are related by work, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.